Now what I'm searching for? Hmm. Who's reading?
Yes.
Who's reading?
Me.
On the fifth day, a military hop. Now 4 days. As I said, I said now. Youth volunteers clean the filth, the urine, the vomit, and floating carcasses. So tent means to look after or to apply medicine. 10 to the wounds and the fractures of many who have been injured. On the fifth day, a military helper. So after 4 days, help arrived. So till that, after 4 days, help arrived, and they till that time, as I said, he took charge. He became the leader and he helped. On the fifth day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter and dropped some food parcels. I showed you the video. They were dropping food parcels. Yes, because that's how they are. They cannot land. Helicopter cannot land. There's no land. So, but they would also the packet now. Then put it in a packet. It was near the people only. They had to just swim and get it. They can't. There's no land. अरे वो people के पास ही फेंक रहे थे उन लोग. Because the people were in water ना. जगह का थी सिर्फ पानी ही था ना सब जगह. That's what it landed in water. And dropped some food parcels. They did not return. The first time they dropped, after 5 or 5th day they dropped, but उसके बाद वापस नहीं आए. Then the youth task force gathered empty utensils from the shelter. Then they deputed the children to lie in the sand left by the waters around the shelter, which these utensils on their stomach to communicate to the passing helicopter that they were hungry. The message got through, and after that, the helicopter made regular rounds of the shelter, airdropping food and other basic needs. They didn't wait. They waited the helicopter 1 day, but after that, they didn't return. So they did. Oh, they were waiting. What did they do? They used their brains. They got empty utensils. What is utensils?
Plate.
Plate. Anything what they found. And what did they do is they told the younger children, because they had to take care of the village needs. They didn't have the time to do this. So they told the younger children to lie down on the sand. When the water goes away, the sand remains and water was receding. So they told the children to lie on the sand, and then you keep the utensils on your stomach. So when the helicopter is flying, they will see the utensil on your stomach. They will know that they will be hungry. Means that's a signal that we are hungry, right?
But how can it be speak from shore?
Helicopter doesn't fly from very great height. Even if it is flying, it will say it is 3-4 buildings up also. The visibility, you haven't ever traveled in a plane. When you look down from the plane, can you see the land? Can you see the buildings? No. Rubbish. You can see.
When we are in cloud.
Not in the clouds, but as I said, at a level. Remember just before landing or before landing, when you are lower at the lower altitude, you know the sun. You travel in a plane. You have traveled in a plane. 1 minute. When the plane is supposed to land, 1 minute. When the plane is supposed to land and not exactly landing, I'm not going to look down, but it will lower its altitude. You see the altitude which is there. In that altitude, you can see the buildings. Correct? Because they will have not time. They climb steadily up. When they are climbing, it goes steadily down. That altitude. The helicopter flies at that altitude. It doesn't fly in the clouds. आपको प्लेन से दिखता है जब नीचे उतर रहा है plane. Then as I say, when I am talking about when the plane is about to land, it will take circle of that before it comes down to the airport. वो लैंड करने से उसका एल्टीट्यूड जो हाई है क्लाउड्स में रहता है ना. सर्कल इन द सेंस समटाइम्स सर्कल would turn लेके आता है. Reduce the fuel, no. When you are talking about the landing is when it is when it's stormy and rainy season, no, the plane cannot land because of they cannot land immediately. So sometimes they just take a view of it. It's turbulent, the plane shakes and all that. They take a view of it, and sometimes they have to go back to that altitude and again come down. sometimes they take a circle around so that because what happens is not safe to land on the because wind is very strong. And if the wind is very strong, what will happen? It will blow you off your course. Understood? That's right. So here when it comes down, it reduces its altitude. Altitude in such a way when it is maintaining its that altitude because it has to maintain an altitude and then slowly take it down because it has to cut through air current. Correct? So that altitude when it maintains, that is the distance the helicopter flies. The helicopter doesn't fly in a clouds. Understood? It flies at a lower altitude. And at a lower altitude, when it flies, you can see the buildings up when from the plane. The same way the helicopter also can see. And especially when you're going for a rescue mission. Especially when you're going for a rescue mission, your helicopter cannot fly in the clouds. It has to fly at a lower altitude because it has to keep, they have to see how many people are around, how many people are there, which village is there, who requires help. So that's a rescue operation. So they can't fly at a high altitude.
पर प्लेन जैसे प्लेन अभी नीचे उतरता है तभी दिखेंगे जब भी प्लेन एक
तो
कांस्टेंट
मैं आपको एल्टीट्यूड बोल रही हूँ एल्टीट्यूड बोला मैंने बाप जब नीचे उतरने के लिए ऐसे ना when you are getting down that's the time the altitude you see at that altitude normally a helicopter will fly because उनको देखना है कितने बंदे लोग मर गए कितने बंदों को हेल्प चाहिए that is rescue that's why they go on a rescue mission right और उनके पास बाइनोकुलर्स भी होते हैं for guide information नीचे देखने के लिए थक गए नहीं होगा आप समझ रहे हो you don't understand it so very
अभी अभी सब
okay so what they do they could clearly see this these children landing and sleeping on in the sand and have these utensils on their stomach to show that I am hungry if you are keeping a utensil here ultimately it's a sign that I am hungry right so this the message got through that's what the message was understood by the helicopter and it made regular rounds means every day it will make one round to drop food okay
ऐसा हुआ
हर रोज वो हेलीकॉप्टर फूड तब उन्होंने देखे बच्चों को ऐसे तो एवरी डे ड्रॉप फूड air dropping food and other basic needs so they used to give all the basic needs what are your basic needs
Food, clothes,
food and clothes and medicine electricity को for God's sake it is cyclone devastated where you get electricity in Chennai. Now Chennai is a metropolitan city. Remember when the cyclone affected there in Wellington, there was not a single electrical this one they go on generators. Metropolitan city I'm talking about. It was on generators for 10 days, 10, 12 days. It was waterlogged. It is land you said, right? But it is near sea.
जैसे इधर अभी उनसा को हुआ ये तो रात को उनको कुछ दिखता ही नहीं रहेगा
कुछ नहीं कैसे दिखेगा लाइट ही नहीं है Prashant found that a large number of children had been orphaned and he found that many children had lost their parents. Orphaned is when they lose their parents. He brought them together and put up a polythene sheet shelter for them. So he made a tent of polythene and he brought all these children who lost their parents. Women were mobilized to look after them. Mobilized, the women were asked to look after these children who were orphaned. While the men secured food and materials for the shelter. And men, what was the woman's job? They were supposed to look after the children. Men's job was to get food and clothing and whatever they required for the shelter. Okay? आपने क्या हाथ में हाथ डाल के बैठे रहोगे वहां में आके बिल्कुल ही they search and that's what the helicopters are dropping they have to segregate na, and they have to bring it and give it to them na. Will the children go to search for food as the weeks passed Prashant was quick to recognize that the women and the children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief and what was happening is as time goes by these children because they lost their parents and these women because they had lost their husbands they were all getting sadder and sadder. So what happened is he persuaded the woman to start working in the food for the work program started by the NGO. So he told us that you start making food, you start helping the food in preparation of food with the NGO. And for the children he organized sports events. So these children because they lost their parents and they were very, very sad. So he started sporting events for them. Prashant engaged with other volunteers in helping the widows and children to pick up broken pieces of their life. Broken pieces of life because everything they had lost, there was nothing remaining. So these Prashant and other volunteers they helped these children, these women to rebuild their life. Okay. The initial government plan was to set up institution for the orphans and widows. However, this step was successfully resisted as it felt that it was such an institution children would go without love and the widows would suffer from stigma and loneliness. You know, you are a widow, you can't take part in any any rituals and anything. That will be a stigma. So he says, when the government said he will set up institutions for the widows and the orphanage होता है ना, like that वृद्धाश्रम होता है. Sorry, not Vridashram, what is that called? Vidva Ashram, something like that. Okay? Yeah, there are. Vidva Ashram. And that's what so he says, no, this will not help them. Because why? These children, if they are put placed in orphanage, there will be nobody to love them. If you see an orphanage, have you visited ever an orphanage? You've seen how children are there. There's nobody to look after them and all that. They don't have a parent, they don't have anybody to look after them. Basically, there are authorities, orphanage, and Anath ashram. And there's nobody to look after them. He says, no, this is not the correct way. He says, he believes that the orphans will be resettled in their own community itself, possibly in new foster family. Foster means people who will adopt them. And the childless widow with children without an adult care. So childless widow, the widow who doesn't have a child, right? Widow यानी जिसने अपने पति को खो दिया है, right? So it says that child and she doesn't have children, so that orphan children can go with that family. And this is how he started rehabilitating them. Okay, rehabilitating means these widows adopted was that child, and the other children was adopted to various families in the community. And in 6 months after the devastation of the super cyclone, this time Prashant's wounded spirit was healed simply because he had no time to bother about his own pain. Very important, this is the theme of your this one. His handsome, youthful face is what widows and orphan children of the village seek out most in the darkest hour of the day. And anyone, when they're feeling depressed and sad and all that, they go to Prashant. Because he's always helping. So what is the theme? What is the theme? Please read the theme. What is the theme?
Theme. Volume number 2.
119. What is the theme? What do you think is the theme? I told you in the beginning, what is the theme?
We should fight.
We should fight. Very good.
We should fight every
I'm here.
Volume 1, volume 2.
Again, he is handsome.
If we get over one's sorrow,
Volume 1, volume 2.
2.
Volume
Regarding the story about
volume 3.
Volume 1,
Help others. Service unto mankind is the best healer. Courage helps people get over what?
Page number
119.
Disasters. Read.
Page number
1,
What is
190. Read the central idea first.
Weathering the storm is a summarized story about a boy named Prasad and his encounter with the super cyclone. Prasad goes to meet his friend who lives 18 kilometers away from his home. A terrible cyclone floods the area and Prasad and his friend's family have to stay at the rooftop for 2 days to save their lives.
Alright, do me a favor, write with a pen or a pencil there. Write.
page number 17.
Service unto mankind.
What is the meaning of it?
Service unto mankind. Service unto mankind.
Unto.
Yes, mankind is the best healer.
Is the best
Healer. Healer. Courage helps people to get over hard times. Courage helps people
Courage helps
people
to get over hard times.
hard
heart. HER.
Hard. H-A-R-T. H-A-R-T.
and this one na
Yes.
what calamity is na and page number
MCQs. Come on.
and page number
122.
what calamity hit Orissa in 1999 when devastating security. Next.
Where was Prashant when the typhoon hit his way? At the block headquarters, about 18 kilometers from his way. First of all,
How did people in Assam survive during the storm? Remaining in the water.
Ah?
A1
Ah.
by eating tender coconut.
the name of Prashant is Alsema.
Yar.
Palikunda.
Kaliguda.
Eastern. How did
A and B. Correct.
what did Prashant see in the flood water floating? Carcasses of dogs, cow, goats, and kids. And B1. Their bodies.
A and B, both, all of the above.
All of the above.
No way.
Huh?
Third.
Where did Prashant's family finally, Prashant finally, huh?
No, in the hospital. In the hospital.
Yeah, in the hospital. he did.
Yeah, he did cross factor, no?
Ah,
हाँ,
doing guessworking.
Mama.
Yes.
मैम,
Eastern.
नहीं मेरे को वो आया था पर
How did Prashant clean the field?
With the help of this one you do to the sun. That will be tic-tac to you.
Whom did the flood victims send signals to for food help? The government.
doctors.
The military helicopter.
Also, the impact of the cyclone. Destruction and all.
Yes.
Next one be all.
Some all.
Yeah. What role did the woman of Kalikuta play? And mother's role.
Mother's role they play. Yes.
Caretakers.
Oh, yes.
Mother's role.
Because they took care of orphan children, no?
Very good. And this one. ये बोलना Second.
Why did Prashant and other volunteers not want a separate institution for widows and
Orphanage. Orphans.
to take one for them? None. To save them from isolation and grief-stricken.
Correct.
मैं पहले वही सोच रहा था.
What are the things which could be used by youngsters to help overcome any adversity?
Strength.
Very good. All. Very good.
No man, strength.
It's correct. You require strength. You require courage. You require.
What kind of person
All.
was Prashant?
Okay.
नहीं मैंने अपना बोला. He said the answer already. You are fighting amongst yourselves.
All बोला मैंने.
Yeah, it is all. What kind of person was Prashant? Wise, helpful, caring, thoughtful, and courageous.
All.
दोनों बोल दिया. दोनों का आंसर all है. This are fighting among themselves around giving the answer.
और नहीं, what are the things वो खुद बोल रहा था?
Tera.
Next.
मारो. When is that?
हो गया ना अभी क्या?
Question answer is going to do. I want to do.
I'm the question answers.
Extra questions.
When is that first? मेरा हो गया.
अरे चुप ना.
He employed himself in the studies again, then started over. He's getting, yeah.
You're dead or I'm dead. Who's dead?
No one.
Then why are we treating each other like you're dead?
Started on his 18-kilometer expedition.
And I asked you to read the sentence. I asked you to read the question. Give the answer.
Who is he in the extent? Prashant.
What is the name of his village? Ma'am is the Kalipura.
What is the opposite of study? Study.
Sorry.
Ma'am Kalipura is the village.
Weak.
Ma'am Kalipura.
Weak. Then
Describe Prasant's first glimpse of devastation caused by the cyclone from the rooftop of his friend's house. And he was वो दिया था
क्या दिया था?
हेलीकॉप्टर आया हुआ था
अच्छा devastation from his friend's house. देखो first वाला. See page number 38. Prashant will never forget.
yeah. And Prasant will never forget the shock he experienced at his first
How much did you score in your language this time?
of the
English? This time? How much did you score? You score very nice, na?
I was just telling him that.
I'm asking you a simple question. Did you score very well? Then, but you're doing, you know that you're doing twice this particular chapter. One we are doing it here, one you are doing it at school. Is that even in
No
twice?
choice.
Even in that twice, you are unable to score. What does it talk about you? You're not a dull child. Pay attention because these are the things which is asked in your school.
Prasant will never forget the shock he experienced at his first glimpse of devastation brought by the super cyclone, the grey light of the early morning. A raging, deadly brown sheet of water covered everything as far as the eye could see. Only fractured cement houses with still stood in a few places.
Describe the
Other animal carcasses
Yeah, you have to read that
and
also.
human corpses floated in every direction. All round human huge old trees had fallen. 2 coconut trees had fallen on the roof of their house.
But till there are ages. Then describe the condition of the
the
shelter.
condition of the shelter was not very bad. All the houses were floating in water. नहीं हो रहा.
Houses were floating in water.
Houses were
Broken.
क्या बोलते हैं? Swollen.
Other bodies were floating in water.
नहीं, describe the condition of the shelter, ना?
Page number 40, first paragraph.
Yeah.
Situation in the shelter. He decided to get a grip over himself. He sensed
That you will write. When I'm talking about description of the shelter, will I write that? Then he tried to get a grip over himself. He sensed a deadly
he
breeze.
sensed a deadly breeze sweeping upon the 2,500 strong crowd in the shelter. 86 lives were lost in the
Lives.
village. Were lost in the village. All the 96 houses had been washed away. It was therefore they had the shelter so far. They had survived on green coconut, but they were too few to go around such a tumult.
Yes.
What? How was his friend's family represented? Friends and family was the area that went from the war. In other groups, coconut tree called coconut tree. Generally, so they could easily jump the coconuts and harvest them as they need. What made Prasad venture out from the safety of his friends of the dangerous situation? And they worked together during this resettlement.
No.
They took
Page 38.
Huh? Page number. For the next 2 days, Prasad shared a will with his friends slowly in the open under the rooftop. This is they froze in the cold and listened.
No, the only thought that flashed through his mind was whether his family had survived the fury of the super cyclone and was he going to lose them again. Believe will basically lose somebody near to you. Next one. Character sketch of Prashant. What kind of a character was Prashant?
Helpful.
But going to write helpful. Look at this B. Describe the Prashant as the leader of the village. Page number 125.
B.
Read the last one, D. I want you to read all this one. D. Manish, read the last one.
Number
125. Just read it. I want you to do that. And no, not that.
number
Read because that is the central idea of that whole thing. Read. The last question, please read.
Man is a social animal, quite foolish and has a common needs. We cannot live without company and love of very near and dear ones. In adversity of horizons, it is noticed that they come forward to it one another without any previous ill feelings for being or one another. Adversity of horizons brings people together. There is a bond of humanity. The weekend of society are dependent on one another. We work together during the series of we prepare our and the sun manage the humanity and work for one another. Thus in the hour of doing the children of the community join hand with the leadership of they came forward to help one another. The sun brought the survivors together from the rude task force. The youth took the change and volunteered themselves for healing and the results of faith were urine and vomit.
Now, why have you read that? Because that B1 answers about Prashant, quality of characteristics of Prashant. But C, B, C, and D answers this question.
coming out from here.
Understood? Yes, B, C, and D answers this question. Is it understood?
From B, C, and D.
Yes. It's all, yeah, that question it will answer that. That means you will frame it in your own words, but this is exactly what you expect you to write in B, C, and D. Is it clear? Now, what do you know about Santosh Yadav? Any idea about who Santosh Yadav has heard?
The concept chapter.
Did you ever hear about Santosh Yadav?
No.
No man.
Who do you think Santosh is a boy or a girl?
Girl.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No man boy.
Why boy?
Where's the gender?
Girl.
This is Santosh Yadav.
No, na. I mean, like,
Read.
You tell me what does she look like? Do you know what she looks like?
लड़की है देखो वो तो लड़का है अच्छा फ्रीडम फाइटर सोल्जर अच्छा हाँ
You know, is it very easy for women to achieve all this?
I understand. I think so. He was the first woman to climb Mount Everest.
She. You know what age women are normally married off in her village?
20. In 20 years.
60 years.
What?
And You know, like,
At
it's a
the
very
age of-
patri-
At the age of
16. And you know, it's a very patriarchal society. The boys were allowed to study, where the girls, after 16 years, they are not allowed to study.
And
You know how it is a struggle to go against somebody who's always pushing you down. This is her
so
story.
कौन सा है?
Born is being is it get into this.
UP.
Yes, UP. She went
अब चालू कर.
This is the only. Why the volume is.
I'm starting.
And others are going to try to.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
IIT, IIT. Actually, you will have to recognize your own talent. Mount Everest twice she scaled.
Oh,
She got a Padma Shri. Johnny Pias, like Haryana, she is from Haryana.
बराबर नहीं. ये भी है क्या?
What does Santosh mean? Sanasi,
हाँ यार. Yeah.
मेरे दोस्त का नाम है.
Yeah.
yes, it can be a boy's name and a girl's
You
name.
can't. तुम कैसे रह सकते
You
हैं?
have got this. Yeah. Go back there.
I'm not happy for you.
Why?
Actually, like in my home, Navratri is like decorating a way when I was doing it. And then suddenly when her mom comes and she told that go to get. I was impressed. I just knew like who was the team I got to know
Can
that.
I?
So,
Can I?
okay. I showed you Santosh Yadav, who Santosh Yadav is.
Yes.
Now read.
I'm with
And Santoshi to
Reach for the top.
And Santoshi Yadav. Santoshi.
You are sounding a very male chauvinist, you know what? And it doesn't suit you. You are a modern day child. You live in a patriarchal society that doesn't show that.
well, here.
You know that is also called a bias and a prejudice, you know that? Have you ever thought about it? What you speak sometimes? लड़की ऐसे करनी चाहिए, लड़की ऐसी करनी चाहिए, किसने सिखाया आपको? Who taught you that? ये लड़की नहीं कर सकते, लड़की को नाम ऐसा नहीं रख सकते, लड़की को नाम ऐसा नहीं रख सकते, किसने सिखाया आपको ये? हाँ, who taught you this?
हम लड़की का नाम रहता है मैं
Who told you that? किसने बोला है? किस बुक में लिखा है कि लड़की का नाम ये नहीं रह सकता? Who? Nobody taught you that. You are making your own mindset. That is a very negative thing.
मैं बस यही तो बोल रहा था
आप क्यों बोल रहे हो ऐसा? Because it is wrong. It is showing a bias. It is a prejudice. It is called racism. You understand what it is? आपको मैं बोल रहा आप ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते, लड़कियों को बोलते हैं आप ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते. नाम भी एक one thing remember. Name is also very personal. When your parents name you, they think of something and they name you. There is a reason when somebody is giving somebody that name. It is a personal thing. Never comment on that. It is considered a kind of a racism. Don't do that. You're not living in an orthodox society. You're living in a modern society. You're living in Mumbai. So there is not no this thing about orthodox. Please get it clear. Understood? समझा? अगली बार इसका नाम ऐसा रहना चाहिए, उसका नाम ऐसा रहना चाहिए, बिल्कुल नहीं बोलना. And you sit straight, otherwise go out. Read. You are going to read now.
The only community who stayed Mount Everest twice was
You missed one.
where they wrote son was regarded as a basic and a daughter who was though not considered a poor was not generally welcome. When her mother was expecting a traveling moving man, giving her blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. But to everyone's surprise, the younger child's grandmother was starting to told him that they did not want a son. The holy man was also so clever. Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing. And as the study would have it, there will be blessing seemed to go. And those who were born, the sixth child in his family, with five sons or sisters to five brothers. She was born in a small village of
Jodi Yavas
of
Rewari village in Haryana. Now, if you know a Rewari village of Haryana, you know they have to wear a dhungat, they have to wear, you know, they have to bow before the elders. They are not supposed to be. They're pretty orthodox. And they were shouting at him. They are pretty orthodox. You know what are orthodox? Who are very narrow-minded. They don't want, like, you know, बड़े के सामने घूंघट नहीं उठाना, उनको सेवा करना, like, you know, don't talk in front of the elders, never show your face to the elders, that kind of village. Okay, so it is assumed that when this, like, you know, these sadhus, what you call these priests, when they go around, a holy man, sadhus to so one day they came to this house and they, like, this person was expecting. He said, Alec, what do you want? Like, you know, like, was it a Saubhagyavati Bhava Putravati Bhava? So the grandmother said, I don't want a son. I want a girl. And that was totally different because everybody, if you have got a boy, it is considered to be, you know, a pride. Because why? Ladka, like, you know, vansh aage chalaega. You know that philosophy that way.
Ah.
So that's why the only woman now this why the see that you have to have ideals, you have to have achievers. And what do we learn about the ideals? You want to be such a Tendulkar, or you want to be Dhoni, or you want to be who do you want to be? Who is your idol? Your elder brother's idol, if I'm not wrong. No, then who's your idol? No one. What are the characteristics
Your
of
cousin,
okay, let's
cousin.
not-
Your
who's your
cousin
idol?
sister.
Cousin sister is your idol, right?
Yes.
No, because she's a sister, no. What has she done to make you your idol? Means you have made her your idol, right?
Parents.
Parents are your idol, but you don't listen to your parents. Half the time, parents are complaining about you. Basically, you look up to somebody, like somebody because of certain qualities. Correct? And this, her is like, now what I'm making you understand is society is like that. Have you understood society is like that? Now you have to go against the society in order to make something for yourself. She didn't have it easy. She had five, she was the daughter of the parent who had five sons already. Understood. So she had to literally fight for everything in her life because 16 years, at 16 years, you are supposed to get married. But she fought with her father and said, I want to get an education. Understood. Then girls are not supposed, they belong, in a village, when you're talking about a small village, you have to literally go against the whole village in order to do something for yourself. So the initial one it tells you, like, she was born in a society where the birth of a son is regarded as a blessing, not a daughter. Daughter they kill. Remember that.
India
That's why
में
gender
ये इंडिया में
reveal
ऐसा होता है इसलिए मैं बोलती वैसा नहीं बोलना कभी because that's what it irritated me समझा कभी नहीं बोलना बेटा
that's why gender reveal in India is illegal.
that's why it is deleted na because still gender equality is not there this kind of village is coming from such a village which is against women's education in India still there are villages beta who doesn't who kill the girl child why that बेटी पढ़ाओ बेटी बचाओ ऐसा बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ का क्यों नारा निकला है why that slogan has come out is because of that very reason
पर वो तो पहले चल रहा था अभी तो नहीं
अभी भी है because there are still sometimes even in people living in metropolises they will have keep a mind they have a broader mindset not a narrow mindset because even in today in metropolitan city doctors are killing female fetuses up till now the killing is still going on. That's why I said, now you understand that from this, we are talking about this girl who's climbed Mount Everest twice, when Mount Everest was only climbed by, Norway. Remember that thing? After that, she is the first woman who climbed the Mount Everest. What a great achievement that is. In a men-dominated world, a woman has done it twice. It's a men-dominated. Mountaineering is not supposed to be a women's sport. You know that, huh? You know or you don't know? Mountaineering is not supposed to be a women's sport because women are supposed to be weak. Women are supposed to be fragile. That's the society we are talking about. And that's the society we are living in, by the way. That's why I said your mindset shows that. That's why I scolded you. Because it is not correct to do that, especially on names. Alright? So, as a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. Sometimes they don't think the daughter is a curse, but they are not welcome. That's why they said, if the family comes to know that he hai, they go and get it aborted. Okay? Though not, when her mother was expecting means when Santosh was in her stomach. Okay, that is called expecting. A traveling holy man giving her sadhu. Traveling holy man is like your priest. Giving her blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. So when he was like a putravati bhava like that, he assumed that she wanted a son. But the grandmother told me, no, I don't want a son, I want a daughter. And Like it was everybody surprised. Everybody was surprised because nobody thought that they will want a girl. Okay, and he gave the blessings, and as destiny would have it, as fate, destiny. This one, sixth child was born, Santosh. So this one name was Santosh. Now, why she was named Santosh? Here the meaning is given there.
The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment.
Contentment.
Contentment. But Santosh was not always content with a place, the traditional way of life.
See, this was that. Sometimes you have to have that, that will and that energy and that stubbornness to not to give in to what the society expects of you. Then only you become great. Otherwise, if you keep on doing what the society expects for you, you become constrained. Understood? And she never, from the beginning also, Santosh is supposed to be content with happiness. You have to be satisfied with whatever you have. But she wasn't. Because if you're satisfied with whatever marks you're getting right now, you will never get achieve that marks what you are capable of. Have you understood? If you're satisfied with whatever is happening with you in the school, then you will never learn to fight for yourself. That satisfaction, that contentment is something which will make you take a sit and relax in your life, but not fight to achieve something. That fight has to be there in you. What I'm saying, have you understood? That fight has to be happening. You content, you're lazy, you're relaxed. You will never ever progress in your life. You will never achieve what you're dreaming of. You remember every person, whether it's a singer, whether it's a dancer, whether it's a cricketer, whether it's a prime minister, whether it is everything. They work hard. They worked hard, they fought with various difficulties, and then they got through. This is not about women. It is a part when we are talking about gender equality also, but it is also teaching you that in life we cannot be relaxed and content. She wasn't. Look at this. She was not always content with a place in the traditional way of life. Girls are supposed to look after the family, look after the house, look after everything. She was never satisfied.
She began living life on her own terms from the start, where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses with close preferred socks. Looking back 6 years now, from the very beginning, I was quite determined that if I chose the correct and rational path, the girls around me had to change, not me.
So what she believed very, very clearly, if I want to make a change, then I don't need to change. The people around me has to be changed because what I want, I will achieve with my determination. Here she says, from the very beginning, I was quite determined. I was determined that I will not follow what the traditional and regular society demands of me. They have to change for me, not I. So she was never. Now, if you see Haryana, and we're talking about Haryana, you see the ghagras and the you remember that we seen this in her photo over there. Her ghagras, her kurta and her dupatta, with that. So it's always dressed like that. That was a traditional dress. The girls were expected to dress like that. She was never like that. She was always wearing shorts. She didn't care. Because as I said, there are you cannot follow, you shouldn't give in to all this what the society demands. Okay? So he said that others around me have to change, not me. Why should I change? When you are going, if you are in the correct and you know that you are doing the correct thing, you should never change. The society will change for you. But you have to have that passion that yes, I am the correct path. I will never give up. Until you don't achieve it. People who are successful are the ones who never never do what the society demands of them. They find their way, they make their way for themselves. That's what you have to learn to make your way for yourself. Not, as I said, you have to be strong. You have to keep on persevering. You have to keep on, achieving your goals. You have to keep on having the courage to fight. You all are too relaxed right now because you are getting everything. But the problem is, beta, if nobody, no support is behind you, then what are you going to do? Now everybody is providing you support. Even when your father is ill, he's still giving you that support. What if, touch wood, hope not, he's very ill, then what are you going to do? You have to have, that's why I said, you have to make yourself strong. Now, Santosh's parents were affluent landowners. Affluent, well-to-do. Affluent means well-to-do. So, affluent landowners who could afford to send their children to the best of schools. So, they were pretty rich. Even to the country's capital, New Delhi, which was quite close by. Now, they are in Haryana, so Delhi is quite close by. So, they could afford to send them to New Delhi. Also, New Delhi is expensive, very expensive, but they could send their children to the good, good schools. But in line with the prevailing custom of the family, prevailing custom is girls were not supposed to be educated. Santosh had to make do with the local village school. So her brothers are studying in Delhi, while she is studying in a local village school. Boys are giving education, girls are only giving basic education in the basic schools. So she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment came. So she tolerated it, but she decided, no, I am not going to give in to this custom. She said, when the right moment comes, I will strike it. And the right moment came when she turned 16. At 16, this is a tradition. At 16, most of the girls in the village used to get married. Santosh was under pressure from her parents to do the same. So Santosh also was expected to get married at 16. 16 is when you are in the 10th. 16 is when you are in the 10th standard next year. You are now 15.
No, 14.
You are 14 right now. Okay, after you pass out 10th, by the time you are in the 10th, you will be completing your 16 years, if I am not wrong.
Yes.
No, 11.
When you are in the 10th board exam, around that you will be completing your 16 years old, because like that. Now imagine you're completing after the 10th, you're expecting to get married. Is it demanded by the boys that after the 10th? After the 10th you get married? Then why the girls? Why wrong men and why girls?
Okay, this picture, this one is standing on the mountain.
He's climbing the mountain.
Because they
One,
are forced
one
to,
hand is like this, other hand is stick.
and because they are forced to.
Yeah, the society expects them to get married. Is it in there? In a book. A marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. So she said 16 years old, she said, I don't want to get married at 16 years old. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. She said, I will not, she put this one, I will not get married till I don't get a proper education. She left home and got herself enrolled in the school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her new education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. Even then, she went in quietly, got herself enrolled, and she took admission in the school. Parents refused. She said, we are not going to pay the school fees. What did she say? No, don't pay the school fees. I'll take a part-time job and I'll pay for my education. And the parents didn't want her to do that. That's why they agreed that they will pay for the fees. She didn't let go of her dreams. She didn't let go of what she wanted in life. So shouldn't you. And especially as I said, it's not that you don't know. You should know what you want and how to achieve it. So when people are trying to help you, take that help. Don't waste your talent or don't waste your brains. Wishing always to study a bit more, with her father slowly getting used to her urge of for more education, Santosh passed the high school examination and went to Jaipur. So she didn't stop. She didn't now she's going against the village. Remember, she is going against whatever her tradition is. She's going against. She didn't stop her education there. She decided I want to do further education. So once she finished the graduation, 11th, 12th and all that, she went and joined the Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hospital, hostel. Sorry. Kastura hostel. Hostel, you know what it is. So she went and she wanted a college education, so she went there. She went to Jaipur. And she remembers Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravali Hills. Just now I showed you Aravali Hills faced. I used to watch glitters from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. One day I decided to check it out myself. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. I asked if I could join him, and to my pleasant surprise, they answered in an affirmative and motivated me to take up climbing. So she was fascinated with people climbing up the mountain, and then she thought that this mountain, because every time she got a rejection, her parents are not supporting her education, her villagers don't expect girls to be educated. And then when she went to this mountaineers and when they said, no, why don't you take up this one, she was surprised because she never expected them to say yes. Okay, and now go to the next thing will come. Connects you nearly need to be a little serious. I'm not joking about it. Wagme, you need to really, if you want to seriously. Beta, last week also you were tired. Last week also I got the same excuse. This week also I'm getting the same excuse. Beta, as I said, there are times where I can help you,